The top 19 secrets of vitamin D and its anti-aging qualities. How vitamin D keeps you healthy. Vitamin D is a key requirement for the overall healthy functioning of your body, and this video shares the top 19 secrets of vitamin D and its anti-aging qualities. Your body requires vitamin D to support a normal immune system and for good heart health. If you're serious about watching this and other videos on our channel, please subscribe, and then click the grey bell icon to be notified of future videos being uploaded to the Natural Health Guys channel. And please leave a comment below this video to share your experience of the problems caused by being vitamin D deficient. Here are those top 19 secrets and anti-aging qualities of vitamin D. 1. Vitamin D helps your body to absorb calcium and phosphorus, and to help these minerals to keep your bones, teeth and muscles strong. 2. About 80% of your vitamin D intake is from natural sunlight, hence why it's called the sunshine vitamin. 3. The sun's rays are synthesized by a protein in your skin, converting it into vitamin D. 4. Vitamin D from food or sunlight isn't required every day, however, an insufficient supply over a long period of time can compromise your health and your anti-aging defenses. 5. People living in the northern hemisphere are particularly vulnerable to being vitamin D deficient. 6. It's estimated that 1 billion people, out of a total population size of about 8 billion, have a vitamin D deficiency. 7. Generally, you can get sufficient vitamin D by spending time outside from April until the end of September. 8. Fair-skinned people only require exposure to the sun for 15 minutes a day, whereas dark-skinned people require up to 6 times that amount. 9. Obese people can require up to 2 to 3 times more vitamin D, because it gets diluted in body fat. 10. You can't get too much vitamin D through exposure to sunlight. 11. From October to March, you don't get enough vitamin D from sunlight. 12. The best sources of food for vitamin D are oily fish, such as wild salmon, mackerel and herring, and liver, eggs, and mushrooms. 13. The reality is that most people don't eat a diet that contains sufficient vitamin D, and so if they're not getting vitamin D from the sun, then it's easy to see why a vitamin D deficiency is a problem for many people. 14. Our lifestyle is such that, during the spring and summer months, we avoid the sun's rays for a number of reasons, including A. Most people are working in offices and homes during the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. B. Older people are likely to be housebound for long periods owing to illnesses and so face an increased risk of being deficient in vitamin D. C. An increasing focus and awareness on sun-related skin conditions, including skin cancer, has caused many people of all ages to avoid or cover up from the sun's rays. 15. As people age, the skin's ability to absorb sunlight and produce vitamin D from it will also decrease, so it's important to maintain vitamin D levels as an anti-aging defense mechanism. 16. Unfortunately, a lack of vitamin D will also cause an increasing vulnerability to many age-related diseases, which are preventable. 17. Typical symptoms of a vitamin D deficiency include bone pain, fatigue, lack of muscle strength, and depression. 18. Throughout the year, each of our vitamin D requirements are unique and never stay constant. 19. Basically, an ongoing or chronic avoidance of exposure to sunlight and an unhealthy diet can lead to a vitamin D deficiency, which increases your risk to many diseases, especially Number 1. Osteoporosis. Many women suffer from this. A. In the past, the nutrient considered most essential to bone growth was calcium. B. Current research is showing that even massive calcium intake has no benefit and can even be harmful if not combined with other essential minerals and vitamins, the major ones being magnesium and vitamin D. C. Vitamin D is an essential nutrient for building healthy bones and lowering the risk of osteoporosis as we age. D. Getting sufficient exposure to sunlight is important for everyone, especially for women who are already in their 40s and above. E. This group have often had their bone density compromised by the natural events of childbearing and lactation. F. Their lifestyle often limits their exposure to sunlight, and their vitamin D levels will likely be reduced as they age. Number 2. Cancer. As the incidence of cancer cases increase, a lack of vitamin D increases your risk to infection, as highlighted by the following. A. Study after study has shown that vitamin D is crucial for assisting the prevention of more than 16 types of cancer, including ovarian, colon, pancreatic, breast, skin, and prostate cancers. Besides being helpful in preventing specific cancers, vitamin D has also been found to play an important role in slowing down the growth of malignant cells. The role of vitamin D in preventing breast cancer is so crucial that this cancer has been labeled by some experts as vitamin D deficiency syndrome. Number 3. Type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is often referred to as a modern-day disease, partly as a result of a lack of vitamin D, as highlighted by recent research, as follows. A 3-year study was conducted which had 2,039 individuals as participants with all their blood sugar levels measured at the beginning of the study. The researchers followed up these study participants at 6 months and then every year for 3 years. One of their findings indicated that for every increase in vitamin D levels, as measured by nanograms per milliliter, a person's risk of diabetes is lowered by as much as 8%. Those study participants who had the highest increase in vitamin D levels with an average increase of 30 nanograms per milliliter were able to lower their risk of having diabetes by as much as 38%. Number 4. Coronary heart disease. There is sufficient evidence that having low levels of vitamin D leads to higher risk of coronary heart conditions. A Harvard study showed that people who have low vitamin D levels in their blood were 2 times more likely to suffer from coronary heart disease. Additional studies by other groups support these findings. Number 5. Depression. A group of scientists conducted a study in 2006 to ascertain the role of vitamin D in mental health. They had 80 elderly patients as study participants, and after evaluating their levels of vitamin D, experts found out that those who had the lowest level of vitamin D were 11 times more at risk of suffering from the symptoms of depression. Researchers also found out that obtaining as little as 400 IU of vitamin D daily from dietary sources can lower the risk from depression by as much as 20%. This may seem surprising since 400 IU of vitamin D had been considered too low to be able to provide appreciable benefits. This gave strong supporting evidence that dietary supplementation of vitamin D can be of great benefit when sunlight exposure is limited or not feasible due to immobility. Summary and conclusion. A lack of vitamin D in your body is a real problem for over 1 billion people today, and to understand why and what you can do about it, the following summary explains. 1. Vitamin D helps to regulate the levels of calcium and phosphate in your body, which in turn are required to keep your bones, teeth and muscles healthy. 2. A deficiency of vitamin D can lead to bone deformities in children called rickets, and create bone pain in adults. 3. Too much vitamin D can result in a buildup of excess calcium in the body, which weakens your bones and can cause damage to the kidneys and to the heart. 4. To know if you have too little, too much or just the right amount of vitamin D in your body, all that's required is for you to take a simple blood test. 5. Does your doctor check your vitamin D status on a regular basis? This brings us to the next video in this series of Secrets of Anti-Aging, where you'll discover the shocking connection between salt and sugar and the aging process. In the meantime, we hope you found this video, Look and Feel Younger with 4 anti-aging benefits of exercise, helpful and of interest, so please feel free to share with people you think will also find this video worth watching. And don't forget to leave a comment or ask a question in the comments section below this video. To get more videos like this one, become an exclusive subscriber of this channel by clicking on the subscribe button in the bottom right corner of this video. And click the grey bell icon to get notified of when the next video is uploaded. If you'd like more information about anti-aging and how to best deal with it, check out the other videos in this series by clicking on the end screen coming up. And finally, many thanks for watching.